Welcome. My name is Leah Goldman. I am the Intuition Strategist, and I'm here today to talk to you about human AI, the power of actionable intuition. Why we're here today is to help you achieve your big, ambitious goals. And through the course of my talk today, you'll learn some actionable takeaways that you can start using right now, today, to begin to hear what your intuition is telling you, interpret what it means, and then trust it to take action so that you can achieve your goals. We are living in the golden age of AI, and AI is offered to us as the do-it-all solution. However, AI operates on data, and all of that data is from the past. It's from a time before you had these goals, before you were in this exact situation. And today's world is what we call VUCA. Have you ever heard the term VUCA, VUCA? Okay, I see a couple of hands. VUCA is a term that was coined by the military, and it stands for volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. And if that is not the perfect acronym to describe the world that we live in today, I can't imagine another one, because everything about our world today is constantly changing. The uncertainties compound day after day. Our lives are more complex, faster, and ambiguous than they have ever been before. And so the data about the past may no longer apply. The world from before can look vastly different from the world in which you are making these decisions. And so, even though we live in this VUCA world, we still, as leaders, must set strategies, make fast decisions, and take action confidently. And you just can't guess. You can't make your best guess about decisions that may have people, businesses, communities on the line. So, what do? You need real time data that is about your current environment and the exact situation that you're in right now. This data comes from your experience, it comes from your expertise, it comes from every conversation you've had with a mentor, it comes from the lessons that you've learned from years of your own experience and the teams you've led and the leaders who have led you. And you've been using this data your whole entire life. This is what I call invisible data. This is the data that does not show up on a spreadsheet. This data is not available to you in your CRM or in your database. This data is contained within you. And this invisible data trained your internal decision-making algorithm. And you've been training it your entire life. This algorithm is your intuition. Your intuition is an algorithm that takes all of this data, this invisible data from your lived experience, and uses that data to train its processing capabilities, its pattern sensing, and sense making ability. Your intuition then takes new invisible data and new analytical data that comes across your awareness and processes this to create an output. And this output says, yes, pattern match, or no, this is different and misaligned. And that information comes out of your intuition process as a feeling, a sensation, an idea that you have in the shower, right? Who hasn't had that brilliant idea that you just come up with as you are washing your hair? Ah, that's the answer to the problem I've been thinking about. Yes, I see a couple of hands. I know you. We've all experienced that, right? That's one of the four ways that your intuition shows up. Your intuition is always working on your behalf. It's just up to us to understand how it shows up. Intuition shows up in four ways. First one is thoughts. That's that pattern sensing, that pop, that, oh, a brilliant idea just entered your mind. It also shows up as attraction, that feeling that you know you just need to pick up the phone and call somebody. And when you do, they say, oh, that's so funny. I was just thinking about you. That's your intuition. Your intuition is that feeling and that sensation that vibes are off, right? You walk into the room, you sense something. Your intuition is speaking to you that there's something to be aware of in this moment. And your intuition can show up as creation, that sudden need to write that idea down, to jump up on the board and put your idea up there to share. That is the creative output of intuition. And so now think back to that moment, that visualization that we did at the beginning, and think about how you knew you needed to make that decision. Which of these four types of intuition were showing up? Yep. You had that pattern pop? Yes. That one is super common. Yeah. Okay. You knew that you needed to write it down and get the plan on paper because you had to show it to someone to make that decision. Yeah, exactly. And oftentimes it shows up maybe in a couple of ways, right? It's not only one of these four. Excellent. I always love to say that intuition without action is just a daydream. And that's why I speak about human AI, the power of actionable intuition. Because when you have this brilliance, when you know that something just makes sense, you can't keep it to yourself. You need to take action and make the change that you want to see in the world. In a VUCA world, you have no playbook, no roadmap, and no instructions. And so, in these moments, your intuition is your on demand, trusted advisor. In a VUCA world, your intuition changes the game because it allows you to inform that decision making algorithm with good invisible data. Then you learn how to trust it so that you can act with confidence and conviction and make the change you want to see. And that action is what creates the change and success that leaves your mark. In a VUCA world, intuition changes the game. But you must learn how to inform your intuition with good data, trust it to make decisions that you and others can follow, and act to make the change that you want to see in the world. So, what does it mean to inform your intuition? Informing your intuition comes from ingesting good data. It comes from listening to relevant information, reading books, podcasts, taking courses that help you inform your algorithm. So when you make pattern sensing connections, they're valuable. They're giving you good information. And when we use the output of our decision making algorithm, knowing that your intuition is telling you if something is aligned or not allows you to make decisions faster. When you can hear it, when you can sense it, you know in a moment, yes, that's right, or no, that is not the course of action for us. Let's find a plan B, a plan C. You can make those decisions fast and confidently because you know your intuition is operating from that good data. And when we act using our intuition, we know that we can make the next right move and collect more data so that we can understand the situation, make more decisions, and act again. This is an iterative process and it's a cycle that we can practice and get better at over time. When you use your intuition, you make faster, more confident decisions. And faster decisions allow you more time to execute a strategy that comes from a place of alignment and good decision making. Intuition strategy is the operating system for leaders to trust their gut, make fast, confident decisions, and get results that lead to aligned success for you and for your teams and for your communities. So, how do you turn invisible data into strategy? There are three simple steps to trust your gut: hear, interpret, and trust your intuition. To hear your intuition, you need to turn down the noise and turn up the signal. To interpret your intuition, you need to understand what it is telling you. You need to be able to have the language to turn this invisible sensation into something that is tangible and actionable. And to trust your intuition, you must know that it is credible and it is reliable. It's based on good, solid, invisible data that you've used to inform it, and it shows up when you need it.